I saw that Frex Simulations seemed to be an innovative company based in Osaka, Japan. They have origins in producing stuff for the automotive industry, and at least for sim gear they have been around for more than 20 years. So I'd ordered the Frex HShift NEO Classic. The NEO Classic seems to be a recent revision to their H pattern, shown on their socials on April 2024 in their Facebook feed, and it was said to feature a new middle height aluminium Type R gear knob. It has a heavier spring from their long lever version and an adjustable heavy strength plunger, which basically changes the resistance on the rotating bars or the mechanical movements inside it. I also got the optional fitting kit for the profile, for aluminium profile rig. So there's a few 4 bolts and custom made bracket pre-drilled, so it bolts straight on to my rig. I had to do a little bit of fiddling around with the Trakracer gear shifter bracket. So what I did was reverse the top little mini platform for the gear shifter mount, and I was able to squeeze on both the Frex shifter and still maintain my bracket to place the handbrake on there. So that was really convenient. The mechanical movement of the feel is quite substantial. It's not overly heavily or hard, although I did slacken off the plunger to make it a little bit easier while I was sort of getting used to it. After coming from the relative low resistance on the SH8 Newt, it was taking me a little bit to get used to. It feels very real due to how the increased effort and precision is required over shifters like the TH8A or the SH8 Newt. I'm certainly now more inclined to leave the car in a gear instead of just simply grabbing another gear just because I can. The biggest thing about muscle memory having to learn this shifter is that the distance between the 1-2 shift gate that is far on the left takes some getting used to. I needed to be very conscious of it for every change, especially from gear 2 to gear 3. The gates 3, 4 and 5, 6 are quite close together. They're consistent, but the one across to the left, gates 1 and 2, quite a lot more of a distance there. So yeah, basically got to be mindful of that, mainly on the 2nd to 3rd and 3rd back to 2nd changes. I find with this shifter, especially with it being so new to me, there is certainly requires a little bit more effort and purpose in changing. That might not be the same in 50 hours from now, but to me this is the very real essence of driving. I'm going to think about my changes as if I was tracking my own 5 or 6 speed manual car at the track. I'm going to give it a little bit more mechanical sympathy and not wrap through those gears and hit a gear for 2 seconds just for the hell of it. Some might argue, what's the point of that? You're playing a game, you're on the computer, why not? Well, I can if I want to, but for me it was about using Assetto Corsa on track days and taking street cars out on the track day to simulate what I don't have the time or the money to do every weekend at my local track. So for me it really fits the bill, even if it is at this moment with only a couple of hours in, probably a bit slow for me for sure, but that's something that muscle memory and practice is going to increase. In terms of immersion and slowing you down, this is a $400 gearbox shifter. You could say the same thing about a $5,000 or even $10,000 full motion system. Very rarely do they make you faster. In fact, basically makes you slower because you're processing a lot more, you've got some distractions, it's a lot of fun, but all that extra motion on your rig actually slows you down. Loving the adjustability of it, loving that I have to learn it. It's something that reflects to me jumping in a car with a different gearbox and having to just work your way around the intricacies. Loving the feel of it, and speed and muscle memory will come with time, so it's a little bit of skill development with the unit.